Hey everybody, Dave here, Wags Automotive, and I got an update on the little 350 I'm building for Bo's truck today. So we decided we're going to make some changes. So let me show you what I'm going to do with this thing. You know, I tried to take the crankshaft bearings, the main bearings out without removing the pistons, and you can't do that. The rods get in the way of being able to rotate the crankshaft to get to the other rods. So I ended up just taking all 8 pistons out because it was just easier. And I'm kind of glad I did, because let me show you what's going on here. I basically just stripped the block down all the way down. So here's the block. I stripped it all the way down now. I also took the camshaft out. And I'm glad I did that, because looking at the camshaft, let me grab it here. It looks pretty good, except I want you guys to note this is the last 4 lobes on the cam towards the back of the engine. That's distributor drive gear there. But if you look at that lobe there, see how it's kind of got it pointed into it, and that one does. That one does. But then if you look at the very last one down there, see how it's kind of rounded off? So unfortunately, this cam was getting ready to wipe out that lobe. So doesn't make me very happy, because this engine only had like 3,000 miles on it when I pulled it out. So, I think the problem with it is it sat for a while. The guy that I bought it from built it, or had it built, and it sat for a while, and all the cam lube came off the cam, and it caused that one lobe to be wiped out. So we're getting a new cam for it. I'm going to take the crankshaft to the machine shop today and have them check it to make sure it doesn't need anything. The cylinders, I decided just to go ahead, since I got it this far apart, just go ahead. We're putting a new cam in it anyhow. I ordered new rings for it. I ordered new rod bearings for it. So I'm just basically going to rebuild the engine. When Bo gets it back, or when Bo gets the truck, it's basically going to have a brand new engine in it. So everything's going to be new. It should be fine. I'm taking the block to the machine shop today to have new cam bearings put in it, because when I pulled the cam out, I noticed a couple of the cam bearings were nicked from when they put the cam in. They damaged a couple of the cam bearings, so I'm just going to have them replaced. That's not expensive at all. And again, I'm going to have them check the block and have them magnaflux it, make sure there's no cracks anywhere in it, which I don't think there is. But I did have a little bit of concern with a couple of the cylinders. But after I honed it, as you can see, it's got a nice crosshatch pattern across the cylinders now. So it looks really good. All 8 of them look real nice. So I think we're going to be okay on that. Oh, here's a piston. I didn't show you this very good the other day when I took the pistons out. But here's one of the pistons. This is number 5. Yeah, number 5. So as you can see, the pistons are brand new. I mean, they're in really good shape. The rings, I could probably reuse the rings, but I'm going to put everything else in it new. So I'm just going to take the rings off and put new rings on it too. I mean, they're not that expensive, like 35 bucks. And in case you don't know, if you're ever rebuilding an engine and you have it bored, if you don't have it bored with a head plate, what a head plate is, it's a piece of metal that's got holes in it. All the bolt holes are in it, and the cylinder holes are in it. And you bolt it down to the top of the block, and you torque the bolts down to the proper spec, 65 foot-pounds on a small block Chevy. And then you bore it with a head plate in place. And what that does is it pre-stresses the block, and that way when you bolt the head on and you tighten the bolts down for the head, it's the same thing as the head plate. So your cylinders are straight and true. So if you do that, you can use moly rings on your pistons. But if you're not doing that, I'm just like I said, I just honed these cylinders. So you want to use cast iron rings, because cast iron rings break in a lot quicker. Moly rings have a hard time breaking in on cylinders that haven't been done with a torque plate. So this engine was already bored before I bought it. I don't know that it was done, but those look like cast iron rings to me. So that's what I'm going to put back in, is cast iron rings. But it's in pretty good shape now. But we're going to have, like I said, basically when I'm done, it's going to have a brand new engine. I'm going to have them, machine shop look at everything. I think they're probably going to have to polish the crank because I noticed in a couple places, I showed you those main bearings that looked kind of ugly. There's a little bit of scarring on the crankshaft. I think they can probably just polish it and clean it up. I think it should be okay. But they're going to tell me that. I'm going to take it to them today and let them look at it. I also ordered a new timing chain set for it. I ordered a timing chain instead of a timing gear. The timing gear that was in it was rubbing on the timing cover on the inside over there, the timing cover. I can show that to you, I guess. So the gear drive, you can see it was rubbing right there on the timing cover, and I don't really like that. So I'm just going to put a regular old double roller chain in it, and it'll be good to go for that. And one other thing I want to show you guys, I want to tell you guys actually. So I buy tools from Harbor Freight sometimes. But a couple days ago, I bought, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this in the package, but I bought this Pittsburgh 4-inch engine cylinder hone. Okay, it looks real nice. Supposedly does the job. But if you look, see how that stone right there is more than pretty thin, and now look at that one. That one there is gone, and the one there is completely gone. I honed 4 cylinders with this hone. I only honed half the cylinders in this engine, and I was using diesel fuel mixed with engine oil as a lubricant, which is a really good lubricant when you're honing cylinders. So I honed 4 cylinders, and I completely wore this hone out, and this was like $25 for this hone. I completely wore the hone out, honing 4 cylinders. Well, then I needed to finish the other 4 cylinders, so I looked online, and I found out that, come over here a second, I found out that these guys, who is it? Dadgummit, I think it's CarQuest. They actually have a loaner, oh no, AutoZone, sorry, AutoZone. They actually have a cylinder hone that they loan out to you, and you just pay the price for the hone, but as long as you bring it back in good condition, they give you your money back. So this is really cool. I'm surprised they do it as a loaner because the stones are eventually going to wear out and they have to replace them. But they literally loan you this for free. You pay for it, but when you get it back, you get all your money back. There's no deposit. There's no, wear fees or anything like that on the stones. They just give you your money back. So that's pretty cool that AutoZone does that. So if you need a cylinder hone, go to AutoZone because they've got one. And I'm glad I thought about this because I got to take this back today because I'm done with it. But I use this hone on the other 4 cylinders to hone them out. And then when I was done, I went ahead and honed the first 4 cylinders that I used for that piece of crap Pittsburgh hone because I didn't really trust it very much. So I went ahead and honed, just gave it a light hone. I did these 4 cylinders with the Pittsburgh, and it wore completely out. So then I did those 4 cylinders with the hone from, dadgummit, just said it. Get old, you get brain dead. AutoZone, the hone from AutoZone. I did those 4 cylinders with the hone from AutoZone, and so then I went back and just did a quick hone on all 4 of these so they'd all be basically the same. And so that should be good to go. I'm going to have them measure everything and make sure it's okay. The pistons are brand new. I mean, the engine was low miles, so I think it's going to be fine. I didn't hone it a lot, just enough to clean them up. You want a 60-degree crosshatch pattern. I don't know how well you guys can see that in there. Try to show it to you if I can get the camera to focus. There you go. You see that? See how it's kind of got an X? Because you're moving the hone. You're moving the hone up and down. I thought about doing a video on this, but my brother was helping me, and he's kind of impatient, so I just honed it without doing that. But I'm going to work on other engines down the road, so I'll show you guys how to hone cylinders out down the road. But you want that 60-degree crosshatch pattern in your cylinder. You want it to look like that. That helps break the rings in. So anyhow, that's where we're at with that. Put this back up here. All right. So that's where we're at with the engine. I'm going to take the engine to the machine shop today and have them look it over. Take the crankshaft, have them look that over. and hopefully we'll get it back in another week or so. We can get this engine put in this frame. And I'm going to start working on this frame too, get the cab mounts on it and all that, so we can start setting the body parts on it and getting it lined up. So anyhow, that's it for that. I hope you guys watched my other video on the Vega, where I talked about my plans for the future for the Vega. You know, I talked about my, what do you call them, GoFundMe page. You know, if you guys can help me with that, great. You know, it's up to you. I mean, I'm not begging anybody, but, you know, I don't really have probably the money to be able to do everything with that Vega I want to do. So if you guys can help me, fine. If you can't, that's cool. I appreciate it. But anyhow, that's an update on the 350. We're gonna keep working on this 48 Chevy truck. We're gonna get on it here now that the holidays are over with, my birthday's over with, and all that. We're gonna get started on this 48 Chevy truck. And I got another car in here that you Mopar guys are gonna love. It's a beautiful car. It's an expensive car. I'm kind of nervous to work on it, but the guy trusts me. So I've been doing a little bit of work on it, nothing major, but when I get it done, I'll show it to you guys, do a video on it real quick too. So look forward to that. All right, guys. Happy New Year to you. I hope everything went well for you over the holidays, and we look, hopefully 2024 will be better than 2023 was, right? All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.